Hi, you guys. It's Keena again. You look like my tooth is chipped. But anyway, thank you guys for watching my video again. I'm on this mic. I got it closer to my mouth so you guys can hear. Oh, I hope you guys can hear me. So today, um, oh, you know, I know I look like to the curb today. I really don't care. I just got finished working out. So I made a video. And it should be up later today. So you guys please watch my workout video. Um, Also, I got me a TV this weekend. So I'm going to post that video also a little later. So you guys please watch my videos. Okay? Okay, so today I'm going to keep this on I'm gonna keep this on a funny tip. Okay, I don't feel like crying today. All right, so let's make this funny. Okay, today I'm gonna talk about drugs in prison. Yep, drugs in prison. So the first time I saw somebody do drugs in prison is when they put me in a cell. Remember after I did the whole cough thing? I don't know why I do my mouth like that. Anyway, so I'm in a cell, right? And this is the time I was in a cell and the lady was bathing with the apple, right? So anyway, so I'm in a cell and I look and I notice that a lady had took out some pills. The lady had took out some pills and some of them were like capsules and some of them were like just powder pills. So the lady took out the pills and she put them on the bench. And she took the capsules and she opened the capsules and she just like poured the powder out in a line. And she took the pills that she had and she crushed them up. She crushed up the pills and made powder and lined the powder up with the other powder. Then they sniffed the powder. Yeah. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, what? How does she get drugs inside of here? This is crazy. But I, I don't know. They had the pills and they were sniffing the powder like it was cocaine or something. But I guess that's how you get high. I guess that's just another way of getting high. I don't know. Okay. So I've never sniffed anything before. So anyway, I'm thinking, wow, how do you get drugs inside? Okay, yeah, we're in a cell. We're not in prison yet, but still, how do you get drugs inside a jail? Okay, so I'm thinking, like, what's going to happen now? They're going to be high. Are they going to start tripping? Or, what's going to happen because they're high? What do they plan on doing with this high? So, I mean, we're in a cell. What can you do? Where can you go? I'm just thinking, like, what's getting ready to happen, right? So anyway, a little time goes on, and sure enough, the same lady who had the drugs or whatever you want to call it, she was standing up on the other side of the room, and she was like shaking, and her eyes were all bucked like this. Can you see my eyes? I need to scoot over this way, right? Okay, so her eyes was all bucked like this, and then she was looking at us. Because I was talking to another young lady, and she was looking at us like, yeah, yeah. Like she was getting ready to get us or something, right? So I got nervous, like, oh, shoot. That's what I thought. I knew something was going to happen, right? So I told the other young ladies, because me at this time, I'm watching my back, I'm watching my surroundings. Like, I don't trust nobody in the cell. I don't know what's going to happen. So I told the young lady, I said, hey, y'all, look at her. She getting ready to attack us because that's what the lady looked like. The lady looked like she was getting ready to attack us, right? So I said, look at her. And then the one girl said, please, I wish she would. I straight kick her. So I'm like, oh no. So it didn't bother them that this lady standing over there looking at us like she getting ready to attack us. So I'm like, okay, Keena, you better stand up. Because I don't think I know how to kick, while I'm sitting there with my back to this lady. So anyway, so I stood up, you know, in a area in a spot where, okay, I'm getting ready to protect myself. So sure enough, the lady just calmed down. She didn't attack like I thought. So anyway, that was, my first experience with drugs. Seeing people do drugs while locked up. So, okay, so the next time I saw somebody do drugs, right? So, sure enough, I'm in um, the cell, a cell again, because I have to go back and forth to court. So, this lady she take her hand, she puts her hand inside her pants, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, what is she doing? And then she takes out this plastic bag. And I mean, this big, thick plastic bag. And I'm thinking, what the F? What is going on? What is that? Where did that come from, right? She pulled out this plastic bag, and I don't know what she had in it, right? But I know she just went to the corner with some of the other ladies, and they were doing something, but it was drugs. So this lady had smuggled some drugs inside the jail. She had wrapped them up in this plastic bag, and she had stuck them up her vagina. And she pulled it out like it wasn't nothing. I was thinking, wow, how did she get those drugs inside her vagina? How do you stick something that big inside of you? And how do you bend over and cough? Why they didn't see it? Why is it that it didn't come out? Just all kind of things were running through my mind. I just couldn't believe what I saw, right? So anyway, so that was the second time. There was another time once I got to my permanent housing. So once I get to my permanent housing, first of all, I couldn't believe what I saw. Before I got to the permanent housing, I was in some type of temporary housing. It was a cell. It was a cell where when you first come into the jail, they put you in this temporary housing. And that's where a lot of the women are coming in. They're like coming down off of drugs or whatever. So sure enough, I was in a room with somebody who was coming off of drugs, and wow. But that's just a story, another story. So I'm not gonna get into that. But it was just like horrible. Okay, I had to help this lady come down. But anyway, so once I left that temporary housing, and they ask you, do you want to work while you're in this jail, or do you want to go to school, or you on any kind of medication or whatever? And so no, because I wasn't on meds, I had the opportunity to work. So I said, okay, no, I want to work, because if you work, you get like a special day off, like time off your sentence. For instance, like you get, if you work one day, you get a day and a half off. Okay, so anyway, so I choose to work. So anyway, they take me to this permanent housing, and when I got there, I couldn't believe what I saw. I saw hundreds and hundreds of women, and we were all in this one room, like a dining hall or something, like a cafeteria. But there was like upstairs and downstairs, and there was bed that goes like 3 walls, and there are beds that goes all around the 3 walls, like 100 at the bottom, like going around, and then like maybe 100 at the top. So remember, I hadn't cried none from the time the judge sentenced me all the way up to the 24 hours in downstairs in the cell with all the women, to the temporary housing to the permanent housing, and this took almost like 48 hours. So here I am, 48 hours. I still hadn't shed a tear. I was trying to be strong. I didn't want nobody to see me cry. I was kept thinking, okay, you can do this. You can get through this. You're gonna be okay. But here I go. Once we got to the permanent housing and I saw these women and I realized like, wow, this is where I'm getting ready to live. This is where I have to stay. That's when it was time to cry. God dang. Okay, anyway. So I went to my bed and that's when I cried. I cried for the first time. It was kind of like a reality check. Like, this is where you're getting ready to live. And it just didn't look good at all. So anyway, so I ended up staying there in the jail for 3 months. And while I was there, you can see a lot of the women high, and you can see a lot of the women using drugs. So I had this one bunkie that was on the side of me, and I asked her, how are they getting high? And she said that they're using pills, and also there are people who comes in from the temporary housing. When they come in, they hide. Most of them have drugs on them, and they hide it inside their vagina. And so that's how the drugs get inside the jail. So as the months go by, I meet a lot of the young ladies and just a lot of stories to tell. But anyway, I come close to, some of the young ladies, and I get to know them, and I can see that a lot of them using drugs and taking pills, as they say, pills. So I met a girl, her name was Monique, and Monique used to take pills every night. And so I asked her, what are you taking? What is it? And she says, it's oh my God, what was the name of the pill? It's just like an antidepressant. It'll come to me in a minute. And so she kept saying, you should try it. And I'm like, no, I don't take pills. I'm not taking no pills. I don't know what that pill's going to do to me. She says, nothing. It's not going to do nothing. It's just going to relax you. You're going to just be high. And so, months went by. And I kept saying, no, I'm not taking no pill. We're taking no pill. Seroquel. That's what it was. It was a Seroquel. Oh, my lips are getting white. And so one night I said, okay, I'll take one. Yep, here I go. But it wasn't a whole one. I said, give me a half because I'm scared. I don't know what this pill is going to do to me, right? So sure enough, I took the half a pill, right? So I just remember falling asleep. So I remember falling asleep, and then I remember waking up. I remember waking up, and I was hungry. I was hungry, and I was high. And I was just sitting up, and I was like, oh, my God, what have I done? I'm high. I done took this pill. What have I done? Right? I'm hungry, and I had a sneaker, so I can remember grabbing the sneakers. I can remember eating a sneaker. And then I remember falling asleep. I fell asleep, and then I woke up again like an hour later. When I woke up, they still had the sneaker in my hands. Chocolate was there. Oh, my God. Chocolate was everywhere. I couldn't believe it. I was like that high, right? And I was like, oh, my God. And so I could see this friend, Monique, that I met. Monique was walking across the floor, going to the restroom. And I'm thinking like, oh, my God, I got to pee. But I'm so high. How do I go pee? Right? Because if I walk across, the guards going to see me and they going to know I'm high. But I saw Monique and I was like, okay, if she can go to the bathroom, I can do it. I can go to the bathroom too. Right? So I got down off my bunk and I made it to the bathroom. I kept my head down, right? I made it to the bathroom. I was so high, I couldn't believe it. I was feeling sick. I felt like I had to boo-boo. I had to boo-boo too. So I sat on the toilet and I used it, right? But then I started feeling like, oh, I was going to pass out. I couldn't even finish using it. So I got up off the toilet and I looked at Monique. Monique was high. Monique was high, and Monique looked like she was high. And I couldn't even say nothing to her. And I was just like thinking, oh my God, if the guards see her, she in trouble. Because this girl looked like she was messed up. So there are no mirrors in the restroom. So I don't know how I looked. I probably was worse, right? So anyway, I just put my head down and I walked back to my bed. Right? I made it back without the guards seeing me, right? So I go back to my bed and I go to sleep. Next morning, I just felt like, wow, I couldn't get up. I didn't want to get up. I was still kind of, I guess, hungover, whatever. So that was that Seroquel. Seroquel. I'm not used to taking pills, not used to taking drugs. But that Seroquel messed me up. So, um, yeah, the drugs inside the jail. So, also, that was experience for me. That was a crazy experience. Yeah, I don't know. I guess after a while, when you in jail, you kind of like, why not? You know. But anyway, so once I left the jail and I was there for like 3 months, I went to another prison. That was just the jail. That was Inglewood Correctional Facility or something like that. And so once I left there, they took me to the prison. And this prison was called Chachilla. Chachilla is a big prison. And it's up north, down, up north, down north. But anyway, so it took like 9 hours to get there. So that's another story. That's another story. But I spent time in Chachilla, and then I left Chachilla, and I spent time at CIW. CIW. CIW is um, a prison for women, also in city of Corona, where I live. So anyway, I had experience in CIW also, and CIW there's lot of drugs. Sad, a lot of drugs going on at CIW, and it's because of the correctional officers. They allow it to come in. Yeah, they know that the women are getting it. They don't care, or I think they're bringing it in and giving it to the women. Not quite sure, but there's a lot of drugs that goes on at CIW, and a lot of what you call what was they calling it, like alcohol. They make it, and I can't remember the name, but they make this alcohol, and they make it from the potatoes that we get. They make it from the apples that we were getting. I still don't know how they were doing it, but they were doing it. And they make buckets and buckets and buckets. They make a lot of it. And so the women are drinking it, and the women are walking around drunk and high off this hooch. Is it called a hooch? Something like that. Off the liquor that they're making. I've never tasted the liquor. I never wanted to try it. No way, because they would get drunk. And I'm not a drunk. But anyway, so yeah, so the women are drinking and making the alcohol in the jail, in the prison also. So I saw a lot of women fighting, because they're drunk. Some women get drunk and they want to fight. Yeah, so I saw a lot of that going on. But anyway, so just another story, another little laugh. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll make another one, I think, tonight. Talk about something else on a little bit on a serious note. Okay? Once again, thanks for watching. I love you guys. And peace.